Welcome back, everybody, to Fool of a Took. We're here to talk about Chapter 11 of The Two Towers, which is called the Palantír, or the Palantír, or however you want to say it, because it's a really weird word and spelled really oddly. This is it's a word that you look at it and you phonetically, it's pal and tire, tier maybe, antier, pal, antier. I don't know. Maybe I'm right. Maybe I'm wrong.
I'm sure someone will correct you.
Someone's going to correct me.
It's
Please,
fine.
if you know how to say it, phonetically spell it out. Remember those Hooked on Phonics commercials? Spell it like that in the YouTube comment for me so I know how to say this thing. Yeah. We're going to say it however we want to say it this episode.
Like they always do.
This is the end of book 3, guys.
Yeah.
Yo. This is a crazy episode.
Yes.
Before we dive into the episode today, I do have a special announcement I want to make. It's a pretty crazy one. It's going to change the future of this entire podcast. And I'll make that announcement at the end of the episode.
Oh my God.
Make sure you tune into the end to catch that announcement. And I don't know. I feel like let's get into our friend Palantír. Palantírs?
Paleontolatier?
Jesus fucking.
I mean, I don't know why he didn't just call it black balls.
The last episode was Chapter 10, The Voice of Saruman.
Ooh.
Inside Isengard, everyone meets up again and approaches Orthanc. Gandalf and a few others climb the stairs of the tower to speak with Saruman. The evil wizard tries to use his voice to influence Theoden, Gimli, and Éomer, but Theoden sees through the spell and admonishes Saruman. Next, he tries Gandalf, unsuccessfully. Gandalf offers to free Saruman if he will help them, but Saruman refuses. Wormtongue drops a heavy crystal globe at Saruman or Gandalf, unclear, and Pippin picks it up when it hits the ground. Finally, Treebeard agrees to keep Isengard flooded so that Saruman cannot escape.
Saruman doesn't know how to swim, right?
Presumably.
I think that was the plan.
It's like the Wicked Witch of the West
Of the
thing.
West,
Like,
yeah.
Saruman will melt.
He melts.
Yeah. He's just an old cat.
Oh my God.
He was like, I was going to take over the world, but water.
The
Ew.
eternal foe.
The eternal foe.
Oh
guys,
my
it's back.
God. Here
Full
we
circle.
go.
I'm going to say, Laura, that admonishes is such a mild word for Theoden.
I know.
He's like, he admonished him. No, he said, I'm going to hang you from your own front door.
Because Theoden's like, please kill me.
He's like, you can do whatever you want.
You need to kill me or I'm going to kill you. This is my promise.
It's fair.
Hello, my name is Indigo Motoy. Prepare to die.
father. Prepare to die.
You killed my son.
Oh, he did though.
He did, though.
Let's start talking about the Palantír. I honestly love that. That Sauron and his dirty ball.
I
don't
guess RJ wants to talk about the fucking chapter.
I don't want to learn any more about Sauron's balls.
They're not really Sauron's balls. They're like,
big balls?
They're actually technically the Dunedain's balls.
right. I mean, they're more Aragorn's balls than anyone else's.
By right, they are his.
But they are still evil.
I don't think they're evil. They're just used for evil. Can balls be intrinsically evil?
No.
Or can they only be used for
They are
evil?
always neutral.
God, this is getting
The
dark.
sword.
I don't
it's
like
the
this
sword
anymore.
wielder, not the sword that does the work.
Well, now he has
I
his
hate where
sword that
this
has
went.
been reforged, and now he has his magical ball.
So, chapter 11.
This episode's going off the rails.
This episode didn't leave the station.
Elrond will now
Should
allow
never
him
have
to
let
marry
them-
his daughter.
Elrond, where's your balls, kid? Oh, fuck. Oh, shit.
Oh, I see them.
Oh, that's huge.
Oh my God.
All right, anyway. So this chapter starts with our party, our heroes, lazily exiting a mass murder. You might call it a battle, but for very quick recap, 10,000 orcs and men have been murdered by trees in like the last 16 hours. And everyone who's left in Isengard were the non-combatants. And still a lot of them got by Ents, and then the rest got by the horns. They just had their parlay with Saruman. It didn't go quite well, but nobody got a TBI, so we're good.
What's a TBI?
Traumatic brain injury.
Oh, yes.
From falling crystal balls.
I thought I had one of them once. What?
What?
Which that's sad.
What's a
Wormtongue
TBI?
can't even get that right.
He couldn't decide who he hated more. I
Right.
get it.
I said Wormtongue couldn't even get that right.
Right.
He's like, and it like misses. He's like, oh, he's like one chance.
I like to think the sound he made when he threw it was pit.
Like, honestly, that's an interesting question to think about. Like, what if Wormtongue...
Sound did he make?
No, but like Wormtongue, Wormtongue's actions, Wormtongue's actions. Because if Theoden, Deathseeker himself, Mr. Murder, had not promised to kill Wormtongue the next time he saw him, do you think Wormtongue would have just like bashed Saruman in the head right then and there and been like, "Yo, I got the keys. Who wants in?"
Yeah.
Also, did Theoden see this happen? Because I feel like he would have dove underneath the ball.
He just
What time is coming?
He's got a death wish. He was like, oh shit, I got it, guys.
hello there. Do I see my father?
No, he does the thing in the movies where he pushes someone out of the way so that he can take the ball to the
Oh
head.
my god.
Oh my god! Just an old man taking a 6-pound bowling ball to the dome.
He's just running across all of Isengard. Wait.
Jesus Christ!
So far away.
Oh my god.
Poor Theoden.
Oh, but unfortunately,
Anyway.
Theoden does not die.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's here for another day.
Right.
Good old invincible Theoden.
And they march out of Isengard, and the Ents are like lining the avenue on the way out, like almost like an honor guard type thing. And the party passes all the way out. And when they look back, the only Ent left is Treebeard standing like a broken old stump over like a ruined graveyard of a place. Isengard is utterly in ruins when they leave it. If you were working for Saruman or with Saruman, you have just had a very bad day.
Mm.
The Ents kind of leave a little joke in the road. Do you remember that weird painted hand that we saw on the way in? The white hand on the pedestal, and like it was painted with red fingernails and everything. The Ents shattered it, but left one finger pointing directly at Isengard.
Oh,
And the red
shit.
fingernails are now black.
Yeah, and Gandalf's like, the Ents, they pay attention to everything. That's not creepy or terrible. As they ride out, Merry is with Gandalf, and he's desperately trying to get something out of Gandalf, some kind of information, anything. Because, he says, the ragtag is tired. And Gandalf is like, hey, don't feel bad that you took a little shade from Saruman. You should be happy that that's all the attention he spared for you in that moment, because nothing he did, none of those conversations were benign. He was casting spells on folks. You missed a bullet. Good. But if you think Saruman's attention is the equivalent of praise, I got news for you. Saruman and Sauron are both probably very concerned about what hobbits are, where they are, where you are, what you have, and what you've been up to, where you're going, and how to kill you. And Mary's like, okay, yeah. I hadn't thought of it that way. And they just...
I'm in danger.
I'm in danger. That's exactly it. That's the moment. That's the Ralph Wiggum. I'm in danger. But the plan is just to ride for Helm's Deep and then on to Dunharrow, because the riders of Rohan are all going to get together and the next phase of the war starts, because this is only the first battle, right? Maybe not the first battle, but it's the first one we've been to. The war continues. They're going to ride through the night. They're kind of taking their time. It's a very easy thing. Around 10 o'clock, they stop. They set out in this little valley, and they literally go to sleep in like bracken in these in ferns. And they're sleeping hard on the ground. They have a little fire. It's fine. They set some guards and whatever. And the hobbits lay down together. And Pippin and Merry are laying there, and Pippin's like tossing and turning and tossing and turning. And if you've ever been in bed with somebody who can't fall asleep or next to somebody who can't fall asleep, it's also your problem.
Yeah.
That's so true.
And Pippin is like, I can't get comfy. I can't fall asleep. I keep thinking about that stupid crystal ball. I can't sleep. And Mary's like, have you tried shutting the fuck up? Have you? Like, just shut the fuck up and go to sleep? And Pippin's like, no, fuck you. Pippin cannot shut the fuck up or go to sleep. In Pippin's eyes, he retrieved this important crystal ball, and Gandalf was just like, oh, thanks, bud. Pocketed it, and that was it. But this thing has been on Pippin's mind. It's like itchy. He needs to see it. He wants to know more about it. Merry can't tell him anything because Merry's sane and trying to sleep. So Pippin resolves to find a new low. And he's going to steal from Gandalf. He's going to steal the crystal ball.
Which is an odd choice because he like wanted Gandalf to like pay attention to him.
Yeah.
Since he like did this good thing.
Mm-hmm. And he wanted to know about it. And he wanted this recognition.
Not
he
to be
wanted
dismissed.
information.
Yeah.
Any attention is good attention.
Yeah.
That's right. So Pippin has decided to embrace the intrusive thoughts again. And, well, here goes. So he sneaks over to where Gandalf is sleeping with his eyes open. Cool.
Hate that.
Gandalf's got the crystal ball under one arm, and Pippin kind of does this like cartoon-ass switcheroo where he gets a big round rock about the right size and switches it out.
Oh, the old Indiana Jones.
Bingo. So he puts a dumb rock under Gandalf's arm and takes out the murder rock. And he basically just like trots off into the dark with it, squats over it, goes like full ass goblin, and is like, what do I have here? And he looks at it, and it's this black orb. It's after midnight, probably, right? They stopped for camp at 10 o'clock. Everyone fell asleep. It's the middle of the night. Pippin's got this rock, and he's looking at it, and he's just like squatting over it like a goblin. But it's dark at first. And then there's like a fiery glow inside. And then the fire starts to like spin and flash. And Pippin's starting to have second thoughts about this whole fucking thing. But it's too late. He can't look away. He is held in thrall by what he's seeing in this stone. And then he shrieks at the top of his lungs. Eee! Like all through the night. Everyone wakes the fuck up. The guards come over. Everyone is all freaked the fuck out. And they find Pippin on his back staring at nothing. It's a bad moment for everyone because Gandalf immediately realizes what has happened. Everybody's looking at like, should the Hobbit child have this thing? I thought we had like decided that the wizard was going to hold this. And Gandalf is he's doing the hand before the eyes thing on Pippin, and Pippin is just like, he's out.
Yeah.
He lays a hand on Pippin's head, and then Pippin suddenly comes to. He comes out of this like catatonic state, and he sits up and he screams, "It's not for you, Saruman. This dainty is not for you. I shall send for it." And everyone's like, "What the fuck?" Okay. And Gandalf is very clearly concerned. And Merry is like, fuck, he did it. This was not great.
He did the thing.
He did the thing. He didn't shut the fuck up and go to sleep. Pippin's like, I'm sorry. Forgive me. And Gandalf's like, hold the fuck up. Forgive you for what? I was scary. I don't want to talk about it. That is absolutely not the answer we're going with tonight, son. Forgive you for what? You need to be real with me. What just happened? And we get this really cool perspective where Pippin tells us what he saw in the stone. And what he saw was Barad-dûr in darkness, just battlements and towers and stars. And then these 9 winged things, huge, blocking out the stars, wheeling and circling like bats, and then diving at him. And he wanted to pull away from the stone. He was scared. He was, I think, justifiably terrified of what he was seeing. But he couldn't pull away. Because after that thing flew at him, he met Sauron. And Sauron met Pippin. And it does not go well. Not for Pippin, not for Sauron. Gandalf is pushing Pippin to like relate exactly what the fuck happened, because at this point the stakes are through the roof, because so much of what the Fellowship has been able to achieve, so much of what men and good and the West and elves and dwarves have been able to achieve has been due to secrecy and due to Sauron not really being able to predict what they're going to do, not knowing what they were going to do. And now Pippin is at a one-on-one with the big bad himself. And Gandalf is justifiably interested in exactly the content of that conversation. And it turns out Sauron looks Pippin in the eyes through this rock and says, "Who are you?" And Pippin looks evil in the face and says, I'm a hobbit. And Sauron laughs at him and laughs at him and laughs at him and says, oh, okay. Well, you hold tight, kid. We're going to have a bigger talk later. You tell Saruman this dainty is not for him. You, little snack boy, are not for him. I'm sending someone to pick you up. You hold up. You wait. You're coming home.
Oh, shit.
Chris, how does it feel to have Pat tell you that personally?
I love it.
Sauron?
Right?
It's quite creepy.
I noticed he was making a very
He locked in the
strong
eyes. And
eye contact.
I couldn't look away. I was like, oh no.
I'm in danger.
I was sitting there going, oh, yeah.
That was delivered directly at you.
Any moment now, I'm just going to go,
So they go full body.
just shriek with my head to the sky.
It's super intense. You get over it.
Pippin did.
You need potassium. You'll be fine. So and that's kind of what happens. And Pippin is shook. And we as readers get our first real idea of who Sauron is, right? Because Pippin says that he gloated and his attention was like knives and it was painful. And the evil that came through this stone at him that was Sauron was the most evil and powerful thing in Middle-earth was unbearable. And Gandalf looks him in the eyes and says, are you sure? Is that everything? And Pippin's like, yeah, basically. I had a quick chat with the devil. And Gandalf's like, all right, kid, you done okay. You're a fool, but you're an honest fool. I don't see any deception in your eyes. I trust this account. Let's put you to bed. And he scoops Pippin up, walks him back to his little roll, sets him down, and Mary's there with him. And then they put the kids to bed and the adults have a conversation. By the adults have a conversation, I mean literally everyone who's not the hobbits is kind of in a circle like, what the fuck just happened? And Gandalf's like, hey man, evil shit happens sometimes. Sometimes when you least expect it. Sometimes when you're trying to get a little bit of sleep after being in the saddle or in battle or in the saddle for like 4 days straight. Get over it. As readers, we are treated to, what the fuck just happened? What are we dealing with? What is this thing that we have found? This stone, this crystal ball, is one of the Palantír, one of the 7 seeing stones of Númenor, of Old Gondor. These are artifacts that are incredibly powerful. The symbols of Gondor are 7 stars and a white tree. The 7 stars are the 7 seeing stones, but they've been lost. They are like lost to time and mind. They've passed into legend. Nobody knows where they are or what happened. There's one in Osgiliath, the old capital of Gondor. There was one in Minas Ithil, one in Minas Anor, and one in Orthanc. And then there were 3 more in the north at Anúminas, at Amon's Soul, which is Weathertop.
Yeah.
Which think all the way back to Weathertop. And then also in the...
Where was the Weathertop one when we were there?
Well, Frodo had a vision.
It's gone.
Ooh.
Yeah. So Tolkien is not just scattering things for fucking... He doesn't fuck around. He lays a very deliberate trail of shit. It's amazing.
He had a vision in the Shire too, though.
Maybe.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So
Is Frodo the Palantír?
no, Frodo is an extremely cursed boy.
He sure is.
Yeah.
The final seeing stone was Elendil's stone, and that was in the Tower Hills, the furthest west, which I thought was a fun thing. Elendil being the furthest west, the west being like good, the east being evil. And it was at the Tower Hills that oversaw the Grey Havens where the ships are.
Right.
The Grey Havens being that other center of elvish power, basically the exit point.
Yep.
So like it's kind of cool. But what these were they were like bog ass standard crystal balls. You look into them, you can see far away, you can see different times, different places, different things, but they all talk to each other.
How did they sound?
A lot like a collect call.
Yeah.
And then it was like sometimes be fuzzy and sometimes not, and you have to call back. It's like it's dumb and it costs 35 cents a minute.
It costs 8 joules.
8 joules.
Oh my gosh.
but
Ancient FaceTime.
right. So it's like anytime you try to FaceTime like your grandparents.
Yeah.
Hello, can you hear me?
Put it on speakerphone. It is on speakerphone.
Right.
I can't
Turn
see
up
you.
the volume. Call me
Turn
back.
the ball
Turn
around.
the ball around.
Jesus Christ.
But they're a communication device. They can communicate with each other in real time across vast distances. And Gandalf says basically this is how the ancient kingdom of Gondor kept its shit together. And it's super cool that Tolkien, being a soldier, is like, yeah, timely information is the number one fucking thing. Speed is key. And he's like, man, if we had had better radios, maybe shit would have gone better. And this is the best magic radio you can find.
Oh, wow.
And Gandalf's pissed because Saruman has been sitting on this like lost treasure and not telling anybody. He didn't mention at any point to anyone, hey, I have one of the raddest pieces of equipment ever fucking made. And it goes back to the Hobbits being like, yeah, well, maybe Saruman's biggest trick was just setting up an Orthanc and convincing everybody he was all powerful. Like, all signs point to fuck Saruman.
Yep.
Fair.
Which is fun because the Palantír is also one of those signs. Because when Minas Ithil fell and became Minas Morgul, the easternmost point of the Gondorian kingdoms, that tower, it had a Palantír in it. And Gandalf thinks that maybe that's how Sauron got a hold of one.
Yep.
Because when Pippin looked into the Palantír, he saw someone look back, which means that person also had a Palantír, which means Sauron has a Palantír, which means Sauron can see through time and space. And the eye of Sauron, the all-seeing eye of Sauron, is not a metaphor for us anymore. It's not a weird thing we don't understand. It's literally a tool that Sauron has. And
is it connected to his Palantír?
Yes.
No shit.
All the Palantír are connected. We get an insight into the actual methods that Sauron uses to project his power. And it's not better. This is understanding. Information is not better in this moment because all we've learned is that it's terrifying and it's real. Because this is how Sauron trapped Saruman. Because for all of his cunning, Saruman is not more powerful than Sauron. And by using the Palantír, Sauron kind of like tapped in and was like, oh, okay, maybe I'll show you what I want you to see. Maybe you will look at Barad-dûr. You will crack that door open and I will just like jab a knife into your brain, basically. Like Saruman, willingly or not, knowingly or not, is brought under the sway of Sauron through the power of the Palantír. By using it, he opens himself to this curse, to this dominion. Saruman's fucked.
Yeah.
Because he's been taking orders from Sauron. Because Sauron is expecting reports and expecting information, and expecting cooperation from Saruman. Not as a peer, but Saruman is his servant. Saruman is now stuck in a tower surrounded by water, terrible, but also murder trees, worse, but also his boss, for lack of a better term, is now pissed at him because Sauron is under the impression at this moment that Saruman, one, has a hobbit in his possession, and two, is choosing not to call him.
Right.
Not returning his phone calls.
Exactly. He's choosing not to do
He
this.
still has a Palantír, but he ain't using it.
Right. And this is all through a quick chit-chat between Gandalf and Aragorn. And Aragorn basically says, well, you know what? There is one person who could maybe use these and best Sauron. And I thought this was an amazing moment of like hubris on his part. And he says, the rightful owner should be able to do this. Really, Aragorn, who is the rightful owner of the Palantír of Gondor? Why, me, the heir of Elendil. I will use the stones, and I will challenge again.
He didn't say he wanted to use it. He just said he wanted to carry it. And he would be best equipped to carry it, right?
And in the right moment, he would challenge Sauron, or he would confront Sauron through the power of the stone. And it's like, Gandalf's like, hold the fuck up. Can we not? And Aragorn backs off real quick. And he's like, oh, really? No. When have you known me to be hasty? I am patient. We can wait through this one. And Gandalf's like, okay, fucking yeah. And as a reader, I'm like, fucking yeah. Don't fucking Jesus God, man. But also Aragorn says, these are mine by rights. And Gandalf's like, you know what? You're right. My king. And he gets he bows out and hands him the Palantír and says, this is yours. This is a treasure of your kingdom. This is a treasure of your inheritance. And there is more coming. I give this to you, but please also don't anybody fucking tell Pippin where this rock's at. He's probably cursed and he's probably going to try and snatch it again.
Keep it secret.
Keep it safe. And Gandalf is very much like, we got a very small window before Sauron figures this the fuck out because he's going to send messengers directly to Orthanc. We shouldn't be anywhere near this shit when it happens, so we should just keep going. And more or less at that moment, a winged shape flies through the night sky over the camp. And everyone pisses their pants with fear. They're these warriors, these chosen, handpicked men of Rohan are cowering on the ground under their arms. No one's happy. The horses aren't happy. Gandalf, Aragorn, everybody else, very unhappy. And it flies over them, it circles them, and then it whips away at incredible speed directly towards Orthanc. And everybody's like, fuck. And Gandalf's like, shit. The Nazgûl are west of the river. It's now. We ain't waiting for the morning. You get in the fucking saddle. We're going. You get in the saddle. We're going. We're leaving now. We go now.
It's time to go.
It's time to get in the chopper if you want to live.
Yeah.
And everybody's like, what's the chopper?
What's a chopper? And he said, it's not a tumor.
Oh my God, I thought your chair just
I thought
broke.
my chair was just breaking right now.
I did too.
It shifted. It got wider when I slid it forward.
Oh no.
I feel like it came out of its socket and I'm going to fall through it at any moment.
I can't wait.
Right.
Me neither. It's going to be great.
This thing flies over them, and Gandalf the White freaks the fuck out and says, the Nazgûl are west of the river. The messengers of Mordor are here. We gotta leave. And we gotta leave right the fuck now. I'm gonna jump on Shadowfax, the fastest horse on God's earth. I'm leaving now, and I'm taking Pippin with me. Theoden's plan is, I'm gonna go to Helm's Deep, and I'm gonna take 10 men.
Theoden's plan was, I'm going to take the least amount of men and the most treacherous route. Take me now!
Yes. He's like, I'm going back to Orthanc.
Gandalf was like, I'm taking a PJ. I'm taking a private jet. I'm getting the fuck out of here. Shadowfax. Right off into the sunset.
Yeah.
Theoden just waving a fiery banner down here.
It's like, I'll walk. I'll catch up.
No, oh my God.
Aragorn, you do whatever the fuck you want. Theoden, you do whatever the fuck you want. The rest of you do whatever the fuck you want. I'm out. And Theoden's like, I'm going to hang out for a minute and get a little sleep because I'm an old ass man. I'm going to take 10 of my 20 guards. And Aragorn is going to take the other 10, which is cool because it's a kingly gesture. But Aragorn is going to take Merry. Gandalf takes Pippin. And that's the plan. Everyone except Gandalf is headed towards Helm's Deep. Gandalf is going somewhere else. And Aragorn turns to Merry and is like, go get your shit. Actually, go get Pippin's shit, because I know he left some things behind. Mm-hmm. And then come back here and we're going to get on a horse and we're rolling to Helm's Deep. And Merry's like, nah, Pippin gets all the luck. What does he want? He wants conversations with Gandalf. Now he gets to ride with Gandalf. He wants to touch the stone. He steals the stone. He wants to commune with the devil. He got to commune with the devil. Wah. And Aragorn's like,
big cat vibes coming out of Merry here.
Right. What the fuck are you jealous of exactly?
It's knocking something over.
Yeah, just bitching about nothing.
Yeah.
Sounds cat-like.
Right. But he gets a big let's go nerd, and he's like, okay, fine. And Pippin gets... Aragorn just turns, grabs Pippin, puts him on the saddle in front of Gandalf, and says, see ya. And there's a quick bye, we're out. And Shadowfax takes off like a shot and just rides the fuck away. And for the rest of the chapter, we're left with Pippin's perspective as he gets to ride with Gandalf. And he's like, oh, fuck. Maybe I'll get to ask Gandalf questions. I wanted to ride with Gandalf. I get to ride with Gandalf. And this is where we actually get a lot of the stuff I talked about before, but it made sense to talk about it all at once. Where the Palantír came from and what the impact was and all the rest of it. But Gandalf also says, truly and honestly, if you hadn't been the one to fuck around with this stone, I might have. And because I didn't know what it was until you saw it. Wiser people have done worse, right?
What would have happened if Gandalf had looked into it?
It would have been bad, right? Gandalf would have had to come face to face with Sauron, maybe not fully prepared for that fight, but this would have had a number of implications. One, Gandalf would have been known to Sauron, Gandalf the White, and where he was, and the fact that he had Hobbit with him. Like, that's a whole bunch of shit that Sauron does not know.
Aragorn.
And the heir of Elendil is alive and also there. Like, these are not small things in a war of information because Sauron holds all the cards. He has the armies. He has these nightmare creatures. If he wants you dead, he just has to find you and send something to kill you.
Yes.
So Gandalf kind of explains all of this in shorthand to Pippin as they ride across the country. And Pippin kind of is like, oh, one more question. And Gandalf's like, what? What the fuck do you want else? I've answered so many questions tonight. I've dropped so much information on all of you weirdos. Is no one happy? And Pippin's like, yeah, all I want to know is the history of Middle-earth, all the secrets of heaven, and everything that goes on in the west of the oceans. Like, tell me what's everywhere. Tell me all that. But, you don't have time for that. So I will settle with, what the fuck is a Nazgûl? No one's told me shit. And, like, put yourself in Pippin's shoes right now. He's met Sauron, but he still doesn't know what a Nazgûl is. He doesn't know what Helm's Deep is. He doesn't know about Helm's Deep, but the battle. He doesn't really know a lot. And Gandalf says, well, it's a messenger of Sauron. It's super fucking evil. You remember the Black Riders? The Ring Wraiths? Well, now they fly on something. But we're going to ride for days on Shadowfax. So buckle the fuck in, kid. Pippin's like, all right. But like, where? Where are we going that we have to ride for days? And Gandalf says, our only hope lies in speed. We're going past Helm's Deep. No, do not ask me what Helm's Deep is. Ask Gimli later. He'll tell you way too fucking much. We're going past Edoras, past Rohan. We are going to Minas Tirith.
Pippin's like, what are all these places? I don't understand.
He's like,
This means nothing to me.
Right. We're going to Minas Tirith before it's swallowed by a sea of war. We are going to Gondor. And Pippin, again, no real context for any of this. It's just kind of, okay. Pippin, he receives this information and has no context for it. And he's like, okay, whatever, we're going. And he's left with the sensation that he's on a perfectly smooth ride as this horse shoots like a missile across the country. And the world just kind of passes him by, which I thought was honestly a very fun metaphor for like, Pippin is literally just being carried by history at this moment. Mm-hmm. But this last semi-conscious thought about Pippin's place in the universe is how the chapter and the book ends.
And when we say end of book, we mean the end of the first of two books in the actual printed novel, The Two Towers.
The first half of The Two Towers.
Yeah.
We have not finished The Two Towers. We finished the first half of The Two Towers.
Just book 3.
Yo.
I love book 3. It's such, honestly, it's one of my favorite books out of the entire series.
Really?
And I think this is such a great way to end it. I think it's the best ending.
That was a beautiful book. It was a beautiful book. It was very dark, very serious.
It had such a different tone from the Fellowship with all the cutesiness of the Hobbits. Like, that was gone.
This was during
book.
Tolkien's drinking stage.
Ooh, that makes sense.
Because it gets a little intense in this. Like, the Fellowship feels like lighthearted.
Exactly.
And
I enjoyed that about it.
This one was very like, I'm gonna kill you.
It's heavy.
Yeah.
Like, everyone's life is in danger all the time.
In the first one, they were like, he threw an apple and he hit him in the nose. And this one, they were like, Hammer was cut into pieces. Right. And you're like, what? What, dude?
Bill Ferny called Aragorn a mean name.
Yeah. Yeah. And this one was like,
Grishnack's gonna cut you into tiny pieces.
Yeah, he put. But we have a little bit of that Moria with Aragorn cutting the guy's head in half like a watermelon.
Oh yeah, there was a little bit of violence.
And when that happened, it was like, oh my god! Like I was like, oh, this is so much. Then it's only that for like the last 11 chapters.
Mm-hmm.
Only murders.
Only murders in the building.
only murders in the Middle Earth.
Yeah. Let's talk about this chapter. I got 1,500,000 points
Really? I just talked for 2.5 hours. How can you have any questions?
I have so...
You're going to do so bad on the quiz.
I don't really have a lot of questions. I do have a bunch of thoughts, though, that I want to dive into.
No.
And honestly, the first thing is, it's just a simple thing here, is the line, the Ents pay attention to every detail, is just such a... It's a beautiful line. And I feel like we're saying goodbye to the Ents. I feel like they played their part. Maybe they come back later. But I feel like, okay...
That's their send-off.
That was that. And for them to be like, or for them to kind of have like a final line from Gandalf of like, the Ents pay attention to every detail.
I thought it was ominous, kind of scary.
Like, it was like a very intense sort of final thing. I don't know. I just thought it was a really nice way to send them off.
It means they're going to do a good job of keeping Saruman in that tower.
Yeah. And also, I thought it was really funny that Mary talks about the difference between Strider and Aragorn. This is also like sort of like page 1. And he's like, I prefer Strider over Aragorn because he's less testy. Right. And we're talking about the same person.
Right. Well, but they also...
But the persona that they embody and where they are on the map changes how they sort of act.
But they also talk about the difference between Gandalf the Grey and Gandalf the White.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
Right?
Yeah.
Isn't it cool?
It's like, oh, it's Gandalf the Grey, but with 50% more Gandalf.
Right, everything's a little more intense.
Yeah.
Like, he laughs a little harder. He scolds you a little harder. He's got a bunch. He is 50% more Gandalf in every box.
Yeah. We're now 11 chapters without Frodo, right? This whole fucking book, we've had no Frodo. I have a feeling in my heart when I'm reading this that when Pippin is laying in bed next to Merry and he just can't stop thinking about the Palantír, it made me think about Frodo, and it made me think about how there's this dark object that's like calling to a specific individual that has interacted with it.
Oh.
So Pippin touched it, and now that trace is sort of like on him. There was a mischievousness to him about like this Palantír, but I also do wonder if there was a bit of the touch of like the dark side of that.
100%.
100%. It's the power of Sauron.
Yeah.
He gets inside your head from that far away, and he wants him to go back because Saruman hasn't checked in.
Right.
So he kind of planted this little seed as soon as the first person who touched the Palantír, and Pippin was just that person by chance. And now he's the one that is going to be called back until Sauron gets what he wants and finds out what the fuck is going on.
So does that...
In my opinion, that's
but
how I read it.
technically,
100%.
Wormtongue picked it up and threw it out the window.
Yeah.
True.
So how bad of a time is Wormtongue having right now?
Yes, because not only is he getting tortured, but he also probably still feels that call, and now it's going farther and farther away from him.
He threw out the thing that he's like desiring potentially.
Kind of. But that would have been his first contact, theoretically. Like, it's less
But
about...
then he was cut in half by Saruman. So
Well,
Possibly.
we hope.
he was stretched into a 25-foot man.
There it is.
But also, you have to think about like
gonna
the time. Like he probably just picked it up and threw it right away. Pippin grabbed it and held on to it.
He looked at it.
And looked at it and
Yeah.
looked into it.
Well, that's interesting because I wrote a note that like this is the first, cursed item or magical item that's had a hold over Pippin. He never, it didn't seem like he ever had any draw to the ring.
Exactly my point.
Like nothing else has really pulled him in until this, but that makes sense that he's already touched it. So that I guess answers
And if
my
you also
question.
think too, like Sauron is using this item all the time. How many years do you think it's been since he's been in contact with his ring?
Right. And how does this like we've seen how quickly Sauron's will can corrupt, right? It took a touch of the Palantír for Pippin to steal from Gandalf. Steal from him. Just fucking straight up Indiana Jones.
Borrow.
That
He was gonna put it back.
borrow without permission or all right, whatever. We've all been there, officer. But the other thing is that even Gandalf is like, I do not want to touch that thing and go eye to eye with Sauron through this Palantír. How much worse has this been for Frodo? And Frodo's only concern is for the people around him. Like he's had a couple of real bad moments.
Yeah.
But Frodo's held true.
Pretty well.
Pretty well.
He
Not
still
great.
puts the ring on every time.
I
the ring
think for
wraith is
Frodo
near.
being a fucking little sandbag with legs, he's doing a good job of not being
meatbag.
controlled by Sauron.
Little
with the ring.
sandbag.
He's literally. Can you imagine Pippin with the Palantír on a fucking chain around his neck?
Oh my god.
He would just be terrible at it. Frodo's doing such an amazing job of not touching it.
If Pippin had the ring, every time he took it off, he would just be naked.
He would just go, ah! Put it back on just to scare people. But it's nice though because it really does bring back this sort of notion of the hobbits, the differences between them, the sort of pleasantries and the misdemeanors in their fucking the way they act and the trouble they get into and how they each handle that trouble in a different way.
Yeah.
I was so excited that the hobbits were back and the language of the hobbits came back. There were so many just great little examples that made me happy to read. Pippin says that Gandalf is sitting on the Palantír like a hen on an egg.
I love that. Yeah. I love that.
Just that visual.
That visual.
So freaking funny.
So disgruntled.
I think I wrote that.
He's brooding.
It's amazing imagery. Him sitting on.
I have such a terrible imagination sometimes for reading the chapter. I just imagine that I have Sauron being like, what am I looking at?
Just feathers.
It's just like a.
Is that man
so he's a hen.
giving birth to an egg? What is that?
No, he is in the Palantír, babe. So his like vision gets clouded by Gandalf's ass. He just like,
I didn't know what you were saying.
like, he's like, who's coming
What
to
the
me next?
fuck
And he's
is
just
this?
like, oh no. Immediately I was like, don't laugh. This is a serious point. And I don't want to distract Chris.
What's the eye of Gandalf? What is that?
It's the red eye and the brown eye.
Oh my God.
No, but yeah, he's sitting like a hen.
Speaking of the funny things with the hobbits, there's a great line that also said, if I yawn anymore, I shall split at the ears.
Oh, I love that.
It was great.
It's so
I
vivid.
love that line.
And he
That's
says,
so
I'll be
funny.
as, he's like so sleepy. He's like, shut up. And Pippin's like, "Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba." And he's like, I will be as curious as you like after breakfast.
He's like,
And
I'm
I will
going to need
help
about
in
20
your
sausages.
Wizard wheedling, which I just loved.
Right, because he's gonna help. He's gonna help get information out of Gandalf in the morning.
he's gonna
but
wheedle him.
after fucking breakfast.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, Hobbit language and all. What's a Hobbit swear?
Oh.
What is it? Or
Like, what would a Hobbit swear be?
The first thing my mind came up with is like, you're like a bushel of spoiled potatoes.
Ooh,
I think they'd be really disappointed in a whole crop being spoiled.
yeah, you stupid cabbage of a man.
Right.
Guffledrup.
Oh, okay. So we just go straight to made up words like shut the front door type stuff.
Yeah. Stupid Guffledrup. Or Guffledrup or whatever
Yeah.
I said.
Something like a cake that's sat too long. Something that's gone spoiled.
Wow.
Because it's all it all
Oh,
goes
a
back to
soggy
food.
bottom.
Soggy bottom.
Goldberry's soggy bottom.
Nope. No.
I don't think that's a curse. I think they're like soggy bottom.
Yo, I like that soggy bottom.
Hardberry.
Hardberry.
Yeah.
Ooh. No, they all
Well, that
go
was
back to
fun.
food for sure.
Yeah.
But you know who doesn't need swear words is Sauron. And what's fucking
He is a walking swear word.
yo. But we hear from him for the first time.
I love this part. Yeah, we finally get to hear Sauron speak for the very first time.
Yes. And,
And not-
he's sassy as fuck.
Well, and not even does he speak, but actually the very first thing that Pippin says is he did not speak so that I could hear words. He just looked and I understood.
Ooh.
What does that remind you of? Fucking Galadriel at her mirror, staring into everybody and stuff. I immediately was thinking
Oh, shit. I
back
didn't even think about that.
to that and how she can read his mind and she can read their minds. I'm like, he read fucking Pippin's mind
Yeah.
like that through a Palantír. I was like, that's so incredibly terrifying and powerful. And it's like already I'm on edge. I'm like, this is incredible.
yeah.
This is such a
Oh,
great
yeah.
introduction. Hasn't even opened his mouth yet, right? So then after that, he says, so you have come back. Why have you neglected to report for so long? Which he's assuming Saruman is taking a different form. I'm assuming.
Or he can't see him just
or
yet.
he can't fully see him yet. Like I was like, that's already interesting,
Or it's like you pick up the phone, you see the number.
right?
Yeah.
And he Zoom
What?
called them.
Yeah.
Or Thank is calling.
Or Thank
Yeah.
hasn't turned his camera
Yeah.
on. And it's just Sauron in the window going, hello.
Turn your camera on.
It
This
says,
is
"Or
the best
thank."
part. He says, I did not answer, meaning Pippin says that. So then Sauron says, Who are you? So now he's paying attention. And this is not Saruman. I still did not answer, Pippin says, but it hurt me horribly and he pressed me. So I said, a hobbit. Then suddenly he seemed to see me and he laughed at me. It was cruel. It was like being stabbed with knives. I struggled, but he said, wait a moment. We shall meet again soon. Tell Saruman that this dainty is not for him. I will send for it at once.
Which, by the way, what the heck's a dainty?
A treat.
Well, it's like hit the object.
Treat,
He's
little
talking
snack.
I only know dainty being like a dainty little thing, like it feels like a weak thing.
Yeah, that's exactly
he's
what it
talking
is.
about the Hobbit.
He was the Hobbit.
He's kind of playing with not only Pippin but Saruman there with the use of that word.
Interesting.
He's like, don't play with my toys. They're not
this
for
is
you.
such an interesting.
Yeah.
It's interesting that you said the word toys because you get the sense of like a dog or a cat playing with their toys.
What I love about that exchange is that Sauron has made a complete assumption here that Pippin is a captive in Orthanc and Saruman has him. And if he had asked Pippin, like, where are you? What's going on?
Yep.
Pippin would have been forced to tell him the truth.
Yep.
So the fact that he made this huge assumption saved everyody, really.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah, and,
So in a way, Sauron's the hero.
Definitely.
if Sauron had taken a second to say, hey, nerd, where's my shit? That would have been it. But instead, the consequences for this are enormous because this is a potentially catastrophic moment when Sauron has a direct line to the plan of the Fellowship. Pippin knows what Frodo's plan is.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
if Sauron asks, Pippin will tell. He's elated because Saruman has captured a hobbit.
It has to be that Hobbit that has the ring, right?
Yeah.
And so he's sending somebody to get it.
Yeah.
And then we see this Nazgûl fly over.
I thought it was interesting that they didn't make a big deal out of, oh, Pippin's here. He has to have the ring. You know, like, oh, there's a Hobbit. It must be the one with the ring. I guess it was because Saruman was so defeated at that point that there wasn't much he could do about it. But like he's looking at a Hobbit going, that must be the one with the ring.
But Sauron's not going to say that.
Yeah.
He's not going to say, that must be the one that has the thing that I'm seeking that I can control the world with.
But he's
Because
thinking
then if
it.
Saruman's listening, he'd be like, well, then why would I give him to you?
But not only that, I think that's why he laughs. And at the end, it says, like after he says, I tell Saruman this, he then gloated over me. And then like it just, the balls just faded. You know what I mean? Like he
Yeah.
was like pulled out of his whole trance. And so that's what I think was so cool is he is so elated, so happy. He thinks he's going to have his ring.
Yeah.
And that's why the ring rates immediately show up. It's like he thinks he's won.
Yeah.
What? Yeah. What
Which is
kind
so
of
great. You know, like that's such a great scene.
What kind of bad fucking day is Saruman gonna have when the other ring wraiths show up, thinking that they're about to snatch the ring, thinking that Saruman is withholding it?
Yeah.
Because there's no right answer for Saruman. There's 0 options. He is fucked.
The other person I want to talk about is Gandalf and Pippin and how they sort of interact in this chapter. And they have a really interesting relationship that sort of evolves, chokes, dies, and then blooms again by the end of it. In the beginning, we have Pippin, who's a bit jealous of Merry because Merry had a really nice ride away from Isengard, and he rode on Shadowfax with Gandalf, and I forget who Pippin rode with.
Aragorn.
But when they go to bed the first night, and right when Pippin like can't sleep and he's tossing around, he also has like a conversation with Merry, who's sort of like, I can just imagine them both like laying on their hands, on their, laying face to face, looking at each other, and he's like, so what was Gandalf like? Shut the fuck up. And he was like, doesn't matter. He told me some secrets. And he's like, what did he talk to you about? How do I get him to like me? And there was like this moment of like Pippin wanting a relationship a bit more from the relationship with Gandalf and wanting
The
that
approval.
to know, like to be addressed and be approved. And also, it probably comes down to respect. Pippin wants to be respected, and he feels frustrated because he went and he saved his Palantír, but he didn't actually get acknowledged for that. And to be not acknowledged for somebody saving a very specific, important thing, that's a frustrating thing in my life. And nothing I do is about the fate of the world. So if I grabbed something that was about the fate of the world,
He didn't know what it was when he grabbed it.
Oh, he
But
knew,
still.
he didn't know. My point being is that you don't have to know what something is to know that what you're touching is important. Pippin had the intuition to see when that ball hit the ground that it was like a glowing sorcery sort of like galaxy interior with fireball he picked up that was like, this is worth saving. Something compelled him to save that ball.
This will be worth $1.
Yes. And in Pippin's brain, that can't be discounted.
That was worth something.
Yeah. So we start off this chapter with a really kind of contentious relationship between Pippin and Gandalf, even though it's unspoken.
Do you think this ties back to any sense of guilt Pippin might have or sense of responsibility for what happened in Moria?
Absolutely.
But doesn't Gandalf also make an amazing point after he literally puts Pippin to bed and goes to talk with the rest of the adults? And Aragorn is like, how is the Hobbit Pippin? And Gandalf's like, he's going to be fine. Hobbits, they get over shit real fast. I bet he doesn't even remember this. Maybe they get over shit too fast. So like, how do you feel that ties into it? Like trauma just doesn't stick to them, but personal slights do?
Maybe. I don't know. I think trauma does stick to them personally.
Yeah, Mary's still traumatized. He has not been his bossy self.
Oh.
Yeah, you're
This
right.
works really changed him.
Mary's got some PTSD. Frodo has serious
Concussions.
No, Frodo's not the
Concussions.
same.
There's a lot of head injuries.
A lot of TBIs.
Sam, I mean, I think that you're discounting them and what their capacity for them to feel on a long-term scale across their life. I mean, they live a long time. I think that they have the absolute availability emotionally to feel trauma, to experience trauma, to feel anxiety, to feel these things. But I think that every single Hobbit is likely born with ADHD.
I was going to say, have I made the classic blunder? Have I underestimated hobbits?
I think that the Hobbit literally was like, yeah, man, I feel this to my soul. Do you have bread?
Or they're all just like people pleasers with anxiety.
Yeah.
And they're like, I'm so traumatized, but I'm going to make you laugh.
Yeah. They're all suffering some serious shit. And in this moment, I just felt that for the first time, I didn't view Pippin as a bit of a fuck up.
In this moment.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny. It just worked out that way.
I viewed him much more as just a curious young boy who just wanted to know and wanted affirmation that what he went after meant something.
In this moment, is Pippin the goodest boy or is he a canary in the coal mine?
He's definitely canary, but that's okay.
But for whatever reason, he made the best choices. Like, even when Sauron says, "Who are you?" he doesn't give his name.
Fucking
He
smooth
says,
brain
"A
answer.
hobbit."
Yeah, but
Which
it's
was
not about
genius.
good choices. It's
I'm not
never
saying he
about good
purposely
choices.
made a good choice. That was just his innate choice, but it happened to be the best choice for the fellow. Well,
Absolutely.
the quest.
Of course it did. Because you have to think of it. It's like, what makes an amazing adventure? And it's taking risks.
Hobbits.
Yes, hobbits. But it's also hobbits taking risks. And so we talk about like taking a good risk versus a bad risk, right?
Mm-hmm.
A bad risk, Moria. That's a bad. That's a bad risk.
Yeah.
He took a risk and he touched something and it went down, and there were consequences.
Did he touch something or did he throw something?
I don't know. I can't
I
remember
think
what
he
happened
like
in the book.
just threw a rock into
I
the
can't
threw a
remember what
rock.
the book.
He threw a
You
rock.
threw away the book.
He took Gimli's book and threw it down.
Gimli, no.
It was just Gimli falling down.
We're almost done the fellowship.
So if he had not done that, there is a chance
Gandalf would have lived.
that, well, there's a chance Gandalf might have lived, but there's also a chance that the way Moria played out would have changed.
100%.
And in that situation, I'm glad he did what he did, because we got the most important thing in the mine out of the mine. Number one priority is this ring has to get to Mordor.
Right.
And if
Gandalf-
something has changed, then that could have potentially meant that maybe they don't alert them till later, and something else alerts the orcs, and then somehow they get pinned and they can't get
Right.
out, and then the ring is in Moria, and boom, it's Sauron's. We should be thankful that he threw the rock down, which alerted the horde, which alerted the Balrog, which then caused Gandalf to go through, which then turned Gandalf from Gandalf the Grey to Gandalf the White. Gandalf the Grey would have been fucking shit at this point in the story. He would have been going up
Maybe.
against
We don't
Saruman
know.
the White. We know for a fact he would have been, because he would have said, he even says it to Saruman. He says, I am not Gandalf the Grey. Gandalf the Grey was lower tier.
Yeah.
Gandalf the White, same tier, equal tier.
Right,
When
right.
you are the White,
All colors.
that's like, to me, I don't know shit about the military. Please help me out here. But that feels like he got like a fucking
Promotion.
like a badge promotion where
Gandalf the staff sergeant.
Gandalf
Like, the staff sergeant.
where he's able to walk in the room and go, "We're the same now, dude."
Yeah. So, like, I think that what you're exploring is a very important thing because Pippin's role in Gandalf's whole arc is undeniable, and this is fun because this is almost like a completion of that, right?
Mm-hmm.
We get to see Pippin kind of involved in the same kind of dumb bullshit, just in a different way. Instead of throwing rocks, he's retrieving rocks. Instead of killing Gandalf, he's stealing from Gandalf. But in the end, so far, he's been making the right choices.
Yeah.
We can't say that for sure because we don't know how things
but
would have
it's not
ended up
the-
if he hadn't.
Right, it's not the end. Things would have been different if Pippin had not done the things he'd done. Chris thinks it's a good choice because we got Gandalf the White.
Yeah.
I think that there's one character who would not agree with the outcome of things, and that would be Boromir.
Oh, fuck.
So there was one thing that it really struck me as something that I didn't know much about, even reading this the second time, and that was when Gandalf started quoting the rhymes of lore. I never really read through the appendices as much as you have, Pat, so I'm curious if you know much more about this.
Mhm.
And then he sings a few lines to talk about the Palantír, and he says, "Tall ships and tall kings, 3 times 3. What brought they from the foundered land over the flowing sea? 7 stars and 7 stones and 1 white tree." And I know the white tree is Gondor,
Yes.
but I think, is that the history of the Palantír? Like, are they the stars? And then, like,
Yes.
that's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, because there's seven Palantír, 7 seeing stones, the 7 stars of Gondor.
Okay.
The white tree of Gondor is fucking amazing.
So
Yeah, we
wait,
haven't really been introduced to that.
on the door
Very
to
much.
You have not.
Moria, there were 7 stars.
Yeah.
Are those the Palantírs?
I wouldn't say necessarily that that's a yes.
Remember how many
Okay.
rings
Because
there were
that
for
was
the
the
Because
elves
there's
dwarves?
7
and the
dwarven
dwarves.
rings. There's 7 fathers of dwarves.
Yeah.
7
But
is one of
what-
those
it could have
sacred
been the
numbers.
other
It's
side.
one of
Chris,
those.
what's
Okay.
3 times 3?
Yeah, okay, so this is the other thing. What's 3 times 3, Chris?
12.
What is 3 threes, Christopher?
33.
Good job, buddy. How many Nazgûl are there?
9.
That's it.
That's it.
18.
You want to end this war real fast. God bless you.
9. No, I'm saying no in German.
I know. I know. Yeah.
9.
Oh, Bella Ciao. Do you know where the Nazgûl come from?
Men.
9.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
That was a treat for our German listeners.
So, Laura is still like, she's like, But so this is a very interesting tie-in to where do the Nazgûl come from? Where do the ring wraiths come from? Because
Yeah.
there are 9 rings for mortal men. Who the fuck were they?
Apparently tall kings and tall ships.
They're Númenorian kings that came out of Númenor.
So they're extra.
Shit.
They have skill,
Yeah, these are bad motherfuckers who have been bent to
not just
evil.
regular dudes.
Right.
Númenorians.
Interesting, because that makes more sense than why the Númenorians have been dying out.
Right.
If 9 of their main
Because their kings are
bloodline
gone.
are like these half-dead beings.
If you go,
Beans.
Does that mean that
Beans.
Aragorn is a descendant
I
of
meant
one
to
of
say
the
beings. The
Nazgûl?
southern accent
No.
slipped out.
God damn it.
Wait, guys. I went these 9 dead beans.
Sorry, I caught that. Whenever she says, I can't help but repeat what she says. She said, "So what's
the
up with
southern
these
lady that's
9
possessed
dead
me
beans?"
so this poem is super interesting because the other bits that come over is what brought they from the foundered land, meaning the sunken land. Númenor sunk beneath the sea because they decided to like fight with God, and who knew they lost. 7 stars and 7 stones, same difference, and 1 white tree. That's cool as fuck because please God, I beg you, read the appendices.
No.
Okay, fine. Long story short, that white tree is a representative of the thing that ends up becoming the moon.
Ooh.
It's
that's
super
cool.
fucking cool. That's as far as I'll go into it because that's not for this story. Please, God, read the appendices.
But also, it's cool that we got this little nugget from Gandalf, and at the very end of the chapter, he's like, "We're going to Gondor." I'm like, "Ooh, we got some history. Now we're going there."
Gondor.
And speaking of Gandalf and his like lore bombs that he's dropping, he just sort of like offers up like, man, it's super fucking great that Pippin looked into that rock and we learned it was a Palantír, and it's just, why fight a Sauron? I wasn't prepared for that. But being real, if I had one of the old seeing stones of Numenor, I know what I'd look for.
Yeah. I love that moment so much. It's one of the first times in this whole I don't know if you want to call it a series. Saga, whatever. That like we actually get a little bit of Gandalf's past as a person, not just as a wizard, but as a person. And Gandalf says, basically, I would be interested to look across the wide seas of water, end of time, to Tirion the Fair. I don't know who that is.
Okay.
And perceive the unimaginable hand and mind of Feanor at their work, while both the white tree and the golden were in flower. So it's funny because you brought up the white tree, maybe the moon,
right?
Lorien, the golden
wood,
which may be the sun.
You're on the right track, but Lorien is a recreation of these things from the old Westerness.
So something is the golden.
Right.
I thought Lorien, maybe it's not. But the white tree sounds like we're talking about the moon, maybe.
What's golden but the sun, maybe?
Bam. That's it.
What?
I said, what's golden? The sun.
That's what I just said.
Yeah, but that's it.
We're
That's
saying
it.
you're right.
Oh, yeah,
it's not
yeah,
Lorien,
yeah.
it's the actual sun.
It sort of literally, yes.
Yeah. So
That's interesting.
a couple questions here. We're not going to get answers to them, but I have questions. These are my questions I don't want answers to. The wide seas of water. What direction?
West.
West. Okay. In the time to Tirion the Fair.
Old Elvish city. It's not in this. It's in the appendices.
That's a city. Tirion. It's a city of fair people. Fair is in
The elves.
light skin.
Bears and the elves.
Okay.
Light hair.
Oh.
And perceive the unimaginable hand and mind of Feanor at their work.
Feanor, who is referenced earlier in the chapter as maybe being the creator of the Palantír, the things that are more powerful than anything Sauron could create.
Feanor's from Tirion.
Feanor is like one of
Feanor. Am I saying it wrong? Feanor.
There's Feanor is one of the old like mythological elves. Like he is one of the creators of great and wondrous
And he
things.
made the Palantírs.
Possibly is what Gandalf thinks.
So Gandalf is really interested in like seeing how this is made. Anyway, I thought it was just such a really interesting thing.
So he basically wants to see the beginning of time.
But isn't it cool that Gandalf doesn't know that already?
Yeah. He's very much like, I would love to see
And
how
out
this
of
shit
all
was
the
made.
things he probably could do with the Palantír, that's what he wants to do is just watch history unfold.
Beginning of creation.
It's really beautiful.
Right. Because Frodo would use it to watch Galadriel.
Maybe Gimli would.
Yeah, give him
Or maybe Goldberry.
Before we end, I have two things I want to talk about real fast. The first is I had a question. Y'all are smarter than me. Theoden says a line that I didn't quite understood what it meant. Oft evil will shall evil mar. What does that mean?
That's a complicated sentence right there.
Theoden is old and he sometimes has trouble speaking.
Okay.
Oft evil will, right? Often evil will, right? So not like the verb will, but the noun, right? Your will, your willfulness, whatever, shall evil mar. So mar is like to mess up. So he's saying that evil will mess up its own will.
Oh.
Just its nature.
It's
Destroyer,
just
it's chaos.
gonna mess itself up. Yeah.
Evil steps on its own dick.
Yes.
So kind of like a
That's what I
mountain's
said.
avalanche will bury itself.
I'm sorry, what?
A mountain's avalanche will bury itself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Okay.
That
But if it was pointed
avalanche-
at the Shire.
But so far, the enemy's done more harm to the enemy than the good has even had the chance to.
So we don't
That's
even need
exactly
the
it.
fellowship.
We'll just leave it here.
Truly and honestly, if we could just keep Treebeard on the warpath, this thing's over in a week.
If they
Unless
just,
there's fire.
Just carrying the ring on his back.
honestly, the best thing Frodo could have done, walked randomly in the Shire, dug a hole, throw the ring in there, bury it, walk away.
No, they talked about
They
that.
never would have found it.
They talked
never would
about
have
how
found
like, he
it.
couldn't do that as delaying the inevitable.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, because in the meantime, Sauron reuses armies to crush everyone anyway.
Yeah.
The last thing I want to talk about, honestly, is this minor character in this chapter, but ended up having a pretty creative and visual role, is Shadowfax.
Oh yeah.
Shadowfax had a bit of a glow up in this chapter.
If Shadowfax can be said to have a glow up,
Yeah.
he's pretty magical the whole time.
He's magical the whole time, but he went to the next level.
Yeah, that horse is on fire, literally. And I have to say, out of all the things I've read so far in the books, that is the first thing I could not yes and. At the very end of the chapter, Shadowfax tosses his head and cries aloud, and then he starts to spring forward, and fire flew from his feet, and night rushed over him. So, like, literally, he springs to action so quickly, fire just sprouts behind him. And this is the first time while reading this series, I go, I'm not yes-anding. I can't. I'm like, bull fucking shit. This horse is so fast. He's just creating fire out of nothing. I don't know. That's where I draw the line.
I could see it if he was wearing metal shoes on a metal
He doesn't even wear a
or
saddle.
like a concrete road. He could be making sparks. Like that's a possibility. But yeah, this horse ain't wearing no shoes.
No.
That horse is naked.
That horse
I
is
like
naked as
that
hell.
Pippin had like a million questions about Shadowfax, and Gandalf was like, how do you ride Shadowfax without a saddle? And Gandalf was like, I don't ride Shadowfax. He carries me. It's a big difference. And then Pippin went, okay. Because it meant nothing to him. And he didn't give a shit.
Well, apparently it is a big difference because I had a major problem with this as a person who rides horses. It's a little bouncy when they start running real fast.
Yeah.
And so I could only imagine this conversation taking place between two people riding a horse galloping at full speed.
This horse is going 99 miles an hour.
90 miles an hour. Like, if you were on a real horse, it would be like, okay, well.
And Pippin's so small, he's really getting airtime.
Bouncing. Yes,
He's not trotting
seriously.
with this horse.
Yeah.
It's so bouncy, and they're just like having a leisurely conversation, just like this, as if they're not getting bounced for their lives. Some horses
your problem mean?
some horses are smoother to ride than others, but I fully do not believe this.
Yeah, that was a tough. The horse stuff was hard.
Tough sell.
I'm like, Tolkien, did you ride many horses? I'm sure he did.
You
but-
know, when the ghost flew above them on the dragon, I was like, okay.
Right? Fully
But then when the
believable.
horse had a little smoke come out of its paws,
Pause.
and the fucking
hooves.
they were not, being interrupted in their conversation. That's where we draw the
I
line.
cannot suspend my disbelief.
You guys are like, what the fuck are we reading, Pat? God damn it. This
so
isn't
unbelievable.
real. This isn't real.
Laura and I take our horses very seriously.
Yeah.
You guys zero in on the weirdest shit.
Sorry.
Not me, fucking them.
No, you do.
I do, but I'm not in this conversation.
That's fair. I mean, horses are real.
Are they?
Old men are fake.
Guys, we already discussed this. Horses are not real.
Oh, God.
I don't believe in horses.
We already went over this. Horses are not real.
But you know what the realest thing about that situation is that after he exhausted Gandalf with all his questions, Pippin would have asked for a fucking snack.
Oh,
Yeah.
I relate
Yeah.
to him.
You a little hungry?
Snack.
You a little hungry?
Yeah, I think it's time for a treat.
Okay.
Pippin.
All right, let's do food for thought.
Gandalf.
Yay!
Grandolph.
Gandalf, there is to eat.
Oh my God.
So we spent a lot of time this episode talking about, dark orbs with some red color to them.
Balls.
And in front of us, we have some meatballs in red sauce.
Nice.
meatballs
They
and red
smell
sauce.
really
We
good.
now have
Is the red sauce a fire?
Yeah. We've got a bowl full of Palantirs.
I love it.
Nice.
There's a couple more than 7, just in case you want seconds.
You see these stones?
By the way, my buddy Keith makes fun of how I say the word fire.
Say it again.
Fire.
Fire.
Apparently, it's very much akin to how the bad guy, Sugar in Men in Black, says, "Give me sugar water."
Oh, yeah. Fire.
The fire. So
You make it like one
That
syllable.
shit is on fire.
that's been popping out of my
Most-
head
Most
when I
people
say
say
fire.
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 Fire. Fire.
The skin's hanging off your neck.
My God.
You're really good at that.
Edgar, your skin. All right, these balls look good. Let's
Yo,
go.
all right. Let's eat some balls, guys.
What do we got? It's just regular meatballs?
Just some beef meatballs.
I love them.
Yep.
Beef meatballs.
We've got a little plate so you don't make a fucking mess all over yourself.
meatballs.
One of them is filled with mayonnaise.
Oh no.
Do you want some meat beef balls?
It's
Meatballs.
no pain. They might be warm. I don't know.
These are really good.
Oh, fuck. These are so
They're
good.
homemade meatballs, right?
They sure are.
Nice.
I made them myself at Giant.
They came right out of a bag.
Feanor's own balls.
Meatballs in red sauce is such a comfort food.
It really is.
Yeah.
Spaghetti and meatballs, you cannot beat that for a nice comfort meal.
Yeah.
I think a lot of meatballs are made with both beef and pork. Didn't have any pork. I had beef. So these are pure beef.
And methamphetamines.
I don't know what. Egg, methamphetamine, breadcrumbs, a lot of spices, garlic. The really fun part that I've never done before was I grated the onion and the garlic. Never done that before, but it worked out really
Ooh.
great for these.
These taste like grandma meatballs.
Oh, good. I feel like there couldn't be a better compliment.
And you can really taste the grated garlic and onion
Yes.
in a really good
So
way.
much garlic in this.
My mouth is feeling things. This is an honest request for anybody who's watching the show. If you have a good meatball recipe, please link it in a comment.
Ooh.
Are you saying mine's not good enough?
No, this is
If
amazing.
you have a better one,
Oh.
Do you want to come up against the meatball master, Laura Beth herself? Look, my heart is easily swayed.
It sure is.
Mostly by
listen, a little red sauce,
Mostly by balls.
little dead cow.
I couldn't
I'm in.
I couldn't
God.
figure out where to take the phrase meatballs.
The other thing this could have used was some like freshly grated cheese on top.
Oh, yeah. Next time.
Guys, that was a wonderful episode.
Yeah.
The wonderful chapter 11, a wonderful
End of book 3.
end of
Holy
book 3.
shit.
Holy shit.
We're starting a new book next week.
We're 580 some odd pages in.
The last 11 chapters broke me, rebuilt me up, broke me again, rebuilt me up again. Got me excited, fizzed out the excitement. Got me excited again. Creepy old guys. Now they're fighting. Now they're not fighting.
Grandpa fight.
Now, bats. Big bats. Little bats. Bats. Marks.
When will Theoden die?
When will Theoden die? There's so many feelings going on in book 3. I'm actually kind of glad we're ending book 3 because I am all over the place. I'm an emotional wreck reading this book. It's too much for me and I need a break and I'm ready for book 4.
Well, that's
Predictions
good.
for book 4.
That's good. We're going into book 4.
You and me, Chris, predictions?
My prediction for book 4 is that we're going to catch up with Frodo and Sam and everything that's happened with them the last 14 days.
Yeah.
too.
Oh, fuck. I remembered. Never mind.
Ditto.
Remember the thing you want to remember?
Yeah. Do you, the chapter starts with Pippin like crying about how long it's been since he's been in a real bed, and it was since Rivendell.
Yeah.
So basically, since they left Rivendell, how long do you think it's been?
Oh, interesting. Interesting.
Real quick. Quick. Think.
I think that it's probably been about 48 days.
Laura?
2 weeks, roughly.
What?
No, wait, I forgot about
Since
Moria.
Rivendell.
I forgot about Moria.
Christ. Ignore her.
Moria was
We're going to come back to you.
I don't,
4
she's
days?
had a couple of
40.
meatballs.
40. What'd you say?
48.
48 days.
Well, Frodo stayed in Rivendell for like 2 months. I'm saying 4 months.
Okay, 4 months.
Oh, I forgot about that. Wait, are we talking time in Rivendell or time out of Rivendell?
Time
I
on
mean,
the
Lorien.
calendar. Time on the
From
calendar.
arrival to Rivendell.
No, from leaving Rivendell.
Oh,
to-
okay.
to-
Like
3
at
months.
least a
then.
month in Lorien.
From
I'm doing a month and 18 days.
Okay.
I'm going to say an
'Cause it
even
was a full moon
2 months.
phase.
3 months.
3 months.
They left Rivendell on like December 25 or 26. It's currently March 5th. It's been like 2 months and most of a week.
I'm closest.
Jesus.
They spent a month of that in a haze in Lothlorien.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, dude.
That's
What
really
the
cool.
fuck?
Yeah.
Fucking wild.
They're on the road, man. So now I think that book 4 is going to be what's going on with Frodo, what's going on with Sam in this time period.
24 hours.
I think that we had basically binoculars on one side of the Fellowship. We're going to switch over to the other Hobbits. That's what I'm hoping, at least. And if it doesn't happen, I don't know what the fuck it's going to be, because I would be like very astonished to find an entire novel that doesn't feature the main character.
Same.
Well, do you want to hear the sneak peek of what the next chapter is?
Yeah. What's the chapter? Is it chapter 1 or is it chapter?
Book 4, chapter 1, The Taming of Sméagol.
Get the fuck out.
Oh, shit.
Oh my
This is a really good one.
That sounds awesome.
I can't wait. I'm going to start reading
The
tonight.
Taming of
What?
Sméagol?
Sméagol. Yeah.
Okay, so Gollum is going to fuck with the Hobbits.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
I'm excited about that.
I'm on board.
This is great.
Yeah.
I love it. Oh, that reminds me. I have an announcement to make. It's kind of a transitionary announcement. There you go, buddy. Eat that last meatball. For our audience who listens through audio, this does not affect you in the slightest bit.
Nothing changing.
Nothing changing whatsoever. But to our friends who are following us through video, we do want to let you know that this is actually our last episode in the set.
Beautiful.
Our lease has run out in our studio, and we have decided not to continue it. And we are going to transition the set to another place. To where? Well, you'll have to find out. But this is the end. This is goodbye to this set, as we know, which has been a glorious set for the first 3 books of the Lord of the Rings. And so we want to just take a quick second. We're a bit symbolic of a group. We made an entire podcast about reading a single freaking book franchise. We're really into gestures and big dramatic things. So I would like to send off the final episode of book 3 and the final episode in our wonderful set that we have curated and made specifically for this
It's so beautiful.
podcast. And cheers. This is a great time doing this podcast in this set. We have a new set coming next week that we are going to be building over the weekend that we are very excited to show everybody.
More cats.
More cats. There are cats in this new one.
600% more cats.
Exponentially more cats.
Thank you guys so much for following along, for listening along, for watching along. To our audiences who are just audio, thank you for subscribing and being a part of our life like that. For our video audience, thank you so much for following along, for subscribing to our YouTube where we post our videos. We just want to say thank you. Anyway, cheers. We love you all. Thank you for another wonderful episode of Fool of a Took. We'll see you next week.
Yo.